Welcome back to Rasan's ASMR Journey. I'm Rasan, and I'll be doing the journey. Shout out to Adam Does Movies. Now, tonight, or I should say today, we are going to be going over some old Hollywood facts, classic Hollywood facts. Now, I'm not sure if all these facts are necessarily valid or true. They've been sourced from various online sources, but that's why you're going to see me looking down a lot and not looking at you, so apologies in advance. But we've got quite a few facts to get through. We're hoping. So we've got quite a few facts to get through, so let's get started. Old Hollywood, roughly 1920s to 1950s, was defined by the rigid studio system, intense glamour, and dark behind-the-scenes secrets. Key facts include stars like Hedy Lamarr inventing frequency hopping technology, asbestos being used as artificial snow, and the original Hollywood sign being a real estate advertisement. And that comes from yahoo.com. Now let's go with some facts here. Number one, Hedy Lamarr, a major actress, co-invented the basis for Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and GPS technology. I actually, some years ago, watched, I believe on Netflix, a documentary on Hedy Lamarr with a specific focus on her being super intelligent and coming up with the basis for Wi-Fi and GPS. It was a really good documentary. I can't remember the name of it right now, though. Number two, Elizabeth Taylor had a rare genetic mutation that gave her double rows of eyelashes. I had no idea. Now I'm gonna have to be eyeballing Elizabeth Taylor, like, real close. Oh my god, apologies for all that noise. Number three, Bette Davis was told she had, quote-unquote, no sex appeal, and almost failed her screen test because she was considered too plain. Sorry, guys. And number four, Joan Crawford put weights in her pockets to make a scene where Bette Davis had to carry her, more physically straining, say users on BuzzFeed. I do think I remember hearing this before, this story about how Joan Crawford and Bette Davis, they had like a serious rivalry. At times I believe they hated each other, honestly. So yeah, I do believe I remember hearing that story, and she was committed. You know how people on the internet say you're just a hater or whatever. No, Joan Crawford, she was the original hater. She was committed to that. Number five, Fred Astaire was a keen skateboarder, according to Yahoo. Say what now? I don't know if I believe that. I mean, Fred Astaire was a great dancer, but I never heard that he was a great skateboarder, so okay. Number six, Katharine Hepburn frequently walked around sets in her underwear when RKO Studio Pictures hid her clothes to stop her from wearing pants, reports BuzzFeed. If that actually happened, that is crazy work. I mean, just running around set, just, in your underwear because somebody took your pants. How dare they? Number seven, Humphrey Bogart was a ranked chess player who played games with World War II soldiers overseas, says Yahoo. Well, that's interesting. Number eight, Judy Garland had to sing Over the Rainbow to JFK on the phone, according to Flavor Wire. Now, I would want Judy Garland to sing Over the Rainbow to me, over the phone, in person. I don't care. I love that song, and I love me some Judy Garland. I am, yes, super gay, just in case you wanted to know. Number nine, Charlie Chaplin was a pioneer of the film industry, yet he was once rejected from a Chaplin lookalike contest, according to an anecdote mentioned on, and they don't say mention on where, but I do believe I actually heard that somewhere before as well. Can you imagine? There's a whole lookalike contest for people that look like you, and you attend the contest, and you don't win. Maybe don't even place. Nice. Susu Hayakawa, and forgive me if I totally butchered that name. Suzu Hayakawa was a 1920s Japanese actor who was considered one of Hollywood's biggest sex symbols, says Yahoo. Ew. We stand. Marilyn Monroe was often difficult on set, requiring dozens of takes for simple lines, notes a Reddit user. I have heard that before as well, that either A, she required a numerous takes, or, like, they weren't getting the take they wanted, or there were times where she wasn't happy with the take, so requested more takes, is what I've heard. Number 12, Cary Grant used to call Clark Gable every Christmas to tease him about his monogrammed gifts, according to Flavor Wire. Number 13, Angela Lansbury moved her family to Ireland to save her children from drug addiction, and the Manson family, says BuzzFeed. I'm not sure if that one's true, but if so, that is quite interesting. And my next question would be, I wonder why she chose Ireland, if she had family there or what. Number 14, Spencer Tracy suffered from severe alcoholism, which affected his career, notes a Reddit user. Now, I have heard that Spencer Tracy did have an alcohol problem, a big one. Number 15, James Stewart refused to go anywhere without his old cowboy hat, according to Flavor Wire. Got your favorite hat? There are some fascinating facts from old Hollywood. It's amazing how many of these stars led such multifaceted lives beyond the screen. A few things stood out. Hedy Lamarr not only dazzled with her beauty, but also revolutionized technology. We've gone over this one already, but I'll continue. She co-invented the frequency hopping spread spectrum, which became the foundation for Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and GPS. That's some serious legacy. That is certainly right. Katharine Hepburn walking around in her underwear sounds like something straight out of a movie plot. She was so ahead of her time with her defiance of the studio's constraints on her appearance. Marilyn Monroe required dozens of takes to get things just right. It's interesting how her reputation for being a bit of a diva on set contrasts with the iconic image of her as a playful, carefree bombshell. Alright, now let's get into some more facts if we have any. Joan Crawford used to, Joan Crawford used to soak her eyes in boric acid to make them sparkle on camera. I wonder if that's true. I mean, it sounds crazy, but a lot of times there are crazy things in history and today that are done for beauty, so I wouldn't put it past her. I mean, there's Botox, and we all know what Botox, I think we all know that what Botox is, so there's a lot of things that people will do for beauty that, get real interesting. So boric acid to make eyes sparkle, okay, I don't think I'd recommend it, but there's possibly a fact. Alright, now let's see. Elizabeth Taylor kept a photo of herself at her heaviest weight on her refrigerator as a reminder. Paul Newman and Joanne Woodward goers by whispering and sitting in the back row. Charlie Chaplin was the target of an assassination plot in Japan in 1932. Well, I wonder why they wanted to assassinate Chaplin. Did it have anything to do with him marrying little girls, basically? Very young teenage girls. I don't know. I've heard and known that Charlie Chaplin was famous for his movies, but also he got infamous for the age of the women that he dated and married. Rita Hayworth was born Margarita Carmen Cancino and underwent painful electrolysis to move her hairline back. Like I said, crazy work goes into beauty standards and beauty, especially when it comes to Hollywood. Olivia de Havilland and Joan Fontaine were famous Hollywood sisters who notoriously disliked each other. I believe I remember hearing that about Olivia de Havilland and her sister. Clark Gable died of a heart attack just days after filming ended for The Misfits. Bobby Driscoll, the voice of Disney's Peter Pan, died in obscurity and was buried in an unmarked grave. Always sad to hear when anybody dies in obscurity and ends up, nobody there for them during the end of their life. Marlon Brando frequently refused to memorize lines relying on cue cards for spontaneity. That I've always heard for years and years, that Marlon Brando would use cue cards or something in the ear for somebody to give him the lines. Interesting, I always thought. Frank Sinatra had a bathroom decorated with cartoons that mocked his own connections to the mafia. Interesting. James Stewart refused to go anywhere without his old cowboy hat, wearing it in almost all of his westerns, says Reddit. Now these are some studio system let me see, I'm seeing if any of these are good. Let's see, I think some of them are good. Let's see. The Hays Code, 1934 to 1968, heavily censored films banning depictions of interracial relationships and intimate kissing. The 30-mile zone, or TMZ, was a boundary in LA 30 miles from the city center where filming was considered local. Let's see, the running W was a tripwire used to make horses fall during stunts. It caused many deaths and is now illegal. Well, as it should be. Why are we out here killing horses for our entertainment? Crazy work. 19 here. The infamous Hollywood sign was erected in 1923 to advertise a new real estate development. Look at there. That's how it was to advertise. Okay. Number 20. The 1925 film Ben-Hur resulted in several fatal accidents on set, including during the chariot race. Well, especially during the chariot race. Have you seen? I think everybody's seen a clip of the chariot race of Ben-Hur. I've never seen the movie, and I've seen, of course, the clip of the chariot race. And I am not surprised that they had several accidents. And I'm honestly not surprised. repeats, so I'm kind of looking through. Marilyn Monroe and Frank Sinatra. Sharing a friendship is such an interesting combination. The dog named Mav is a cute detail that adds a personal touch to their connection. Okay. Let's see. I think we've gotten through all of the good, interesting ones, guys. But those were some Hollywood, old, classic Hollywood facts for you. And I just wanted to say before I go, I know I haven't, of course, done an on-camera video in a while, but you'll be seeing me on camera. I'll still do off-camera videos as well, but I'll be jumping back in here and doing more on-camera videos too. So now that I got my move done, I'm in the new place, I'm kind of settled. It'll be easier for me to do. But I just wanted to thank all of you who've been listening to the videos and giving me a thumbs up, and anybody who's commented, I really appreciate it. Coming up, our next video is going to be about, if you stayed or you're awake this long or you listened this long, here's a little bit of a preview. The next video is going to be about having a savior complex. So we're going to talk about that and how that can affect someone, mainly me. So I hope to see you all back for that video.